What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about moving averages. So it's going to be a back to the basics on specifically exponential moving averages. So basically what exponential moving averages are is a calculation of data over a set of time to create a line that shows more significance in price at that time, which is a bit of a mouthful. So basically, it's checking price for the last previous 50, 20, 200 days and calculates more significance in price in that time where the market is at. There's a couple of ways you can use it. We're going to go over a few now. Going to keep this one nice and short and simple. Really, the exponential moving average is a great tool. I've marked up a couple spots here, and I'll just go over why they are good. So, specifically, these, well, any really, like any exponential moving average is good. There are more popular ones. I think the most popular ones are a 200 average, which is this one, a 50 moving average, which is the red one, and a 20 moving average. Some people probably use 10 or 20. These are probably the most popular three that are used. So moving averages can be used as basically a dynamic support and resistance. And what I mean by that is because they move with price, instead of having, your horizontal boxes like here and waiting for price to get back up to this level, the moving averages basically track price. So if I just zoom in here, so we can see here price comes up and touches the 50 moving average, bounces back off it, comes back up, touches it again, bounces back off it, comes back up, touches it again, so on and so forth, until eventually it doesn't respect that level anymore and breaks it. So this can open a lot of great trade opportunities. Obviously, taking a sell or a buy at these levels could potentially work if you're mixing it with other confluences. And there's also another couple other ways that you can use the EMA. So the other way is to determine the direction of trend. So basically, having the 200 above the 50 and above the 10 shows a strong trend down. Vice versa, having the 200 below the 50 and below the 10 shows a strong uptrend. So that's how you know what sort of trend you're in. That can really help add a confluence to a trading strategy. If you're looking for a trend following strategy, then knowing what sort of market conditions you're in is going to be crucial to that. Obviously, you wouldn't want to jump in a trade through this area because it's a bit all over the place. So even though it's going down, technically we still have confirmation that it is kind of a weak trend, but we know it's weaker because it isn't in perfect order. So we have the 20 here, 50 here, 200 here. That shows strong trend, and then eventually it goes the 50 here, the 20 here, and the 200 here. So it's not in the correct order for a strong uptrend, but technically because price is above the 200, it's still an uptrend. It's just starting to get very weak. Then eventually we see it starts crossing over, and trend just completely breaks. It's not uptrend anymore. It goes into a strong downtrend. So we can use that to our benefit. When using a trend following strategy, we can use the line patterns to figure out what sort of market conditions we're in. Another way people might look at these and try and get into a trade is by using what they call golden crossover. So basically what that is market will be in a trend or some sort of movement, and basically that person who's using these indicators wants to look for a position, buy or sell, and they'll wait for all the EMAs to cross back over. So basically, they're looking for the EMAs to cross, like in this section right here. They're waiting for this so that they can confirm that now they're looking for sells. And I personally don't trade like this, and I never have. I assume that a lot of people take a sell position once price closes like that, which would be here, and then they just chase it down as far as they can, and probably have their stop loss following the 50 moving average here. So they have a dynamic stop loss for the whole thing. And eventually, as it gets tighter, the stop loss gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and eventually they get stopped down to profit or a loss. So there are a couple ways that you can use EMAs. They're a great tool, really good for helping you identify what sort of trend the market is in, and yeah, there's a couple of ways that you can pull some strategies out of there, like the EMA bounce strategy, where you're just bouncing off that dynamic support and resistance. But obviously, as same as everything else, if you're planning to use this kind of strategy, you want to pair it with other confluences like horizontal support and resistance and supply and demand and Fibonacci levels and stuff like that. But it is a really good tool. So hope you learned a little bit. Really quick video, just super simple, just explaining what they do. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.